With the death of the husband dies human rights, dignity, often also color and cheer for many, many, many widows. There are close to 300 million widows in our world. With me is Mrs. Lakshmi Puri, former diplomat and UN Additional Secretary General. Thanks very much for talking to us and being an advocate for women's rights all through your life, but particularly as we observe International Women's Widows Day. Just as Women's Day, for instance, is celebrated, the kind of advocacy, the kind of awareness that's raised over rights of widows in our world, especially in societies such as India. Tell us, Mrs. Puri, we've heard of, and we know culturally through our societal fabric, etc., what happens to many sections of the society where widows suffer a bit of discrimination. But tell us, in terms of action, what can be done in your experience to change policy and to change mindset of people?
Well, today I was very privileged to be part of this 15-year anniversary of the passage of the UN General Assembly resolution declaring 23rd June as the International Widows Day. And this marked the beginning of raising global consciousness. And that is the first step. I outlined,
To raise awareness.
To raise awareness. But so I today outlined what I call the Pancha Pranas, the life or energy forces that we need to unleash. I also outlined what were the 5 elements that we need to bring in, or the Pancha Tattvas that need to be part of all of this. The whole project of widows' empowerment. And those 5 life forces that I highlighted. The first one is awareness raising and movement building. Because you mentioned mindset change. If we have to change mindsets, if we have to eliminate cultural practices and harmful cultural practices that have disadvantaged widows and put them in a position, as you said, where they are considered inauspicious, where there's stigma, where they are put into the shadows and they become invisible, then
and they
we
feel
have
made
to
vulnerable, taken off their human
yes,
rights,
absolutely,
economic
absolutely,
strengths,
everything,
social
everything.
strengths. Yes.
So you need to change social norms, and mindsets. So that is one. The second aspect is changing political norms and changing laws and policies at the international level, at the national level, and at the local level. And that includes, bringing into force laws that are discriminatory to widows. We heard today evidence from the ground how there are these laws. Sometimes there are social norms that are, kind of condoned by law.
Yeah.
So you have to ban them and prohibit them. Then there is the third aspect is how do you count widows? They are invisible. So we need to start counting them and start collecting data about their condition. And I talked about this whole issue of intersectionality. Widows are women, so they are they face compounded discrimination. They are discriminated against because they are women, because they are widows. Most of the time, simultaneously, there is a feminization of widows. A feminization of poverty. So widows are also poor, are driven into poverty and destitution. Widows are also, they belong to marginalized communities or areas. They live in marginalized areas. or they are almost in almost entire countries. We heard stories today of how widows are belong to a whole country which is in conflict. So they are conflict widows.
Indeed.
So all of them
Need to be counted.
need to be counted, and only then will they be counted.
Yeah.
So, and their issues will be counted and they will be addressed. Those issues will be addressed. Then there is the issue of also what do we learn from them and what kind of programs are in place to help them, and how has it been implemented, and what difference has. So the monitoring aspect also gets helped if you have data, and also at the same time you are able to see how do we best navigate this to ensure empowerment
Yeah.
in different domains
And expedite action
and expedite
to
action.
allow for them. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
And
That
then
was
and
yes,
the last part is what kind of programs, what kind of lighthouse programs can we bring into the sphere of women's widows empowerment in the different areas. And I was talking about the Panchatattva, or the 5 elements, and these include economic empowerment, access to land, access, ownership, and control over natural resources, financial resources, entrepreneurial resources, educational and skill building resources, and also jobs. And then there is the question of ending violence against widows and sexual exploitation. They are subjected to some through customary practices, harmful, but even otherwise.
Sure.
So that has to be addressed. We need to also take care of conflict, women, peace and security. You know how they must be part of prevention and conflict prevention, and also peacemaking and peace building. Then there is this issue of their voice participation and leadership in decision making, in all governance structures, in economic and political life.
which I guess
So,
comes as a
comes
part of
as a-
them being counted.
Exactly, and them having the power to not only decide their own fate, but to mobilize.
But for their world.
And yes, and to mobilize, as I think we heard so many of the activists from the ground telling us that it's so important that women are in positions of power so that they can, not only agitate their issues, but also make a difference.
Thank you. Thanks so much for ever so articulately putting that forward. Mrs. Puri there talking of how widows need to be counted to make sure they are visible, not just as numbers, but as human beings with human rights, so they can be counted, and several steps of actions being taken to firstly raise awareness and then to ensure that there's equality that widows do deserve in our world. Thank you very much for joining us. Radhika Iyer from London, NDTV.